This is Don't Panic, episode number 377, recorded December 18th, 2023. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast on gadgets, the internet, and you. I'm Sean Jennings, joined by a man who, like me, is just trying to survive the end of the year. It's Colby Rabidou. Hello, Colby.
Hi, Sean. We're so close, but so far.
It's just, when you ever try, every year I run the gas out of my lawnmower so there's none in there, and it's running for a while, then it, you're like, it's almost done, and it just stops dead. That's, I think, how this year's ending.
Yep. Someone pack us up and put us away for the winter.
Yes, mothball us, please. Break us out in the spring. We're going to hibernate.
Yep. I cannot wait. Did you have exciting weather today?
Yeah, it was pretty wild here. I think you actually got it worse than I did. There were a lot more power outages out there.
Yeah, we didn't lose power, luckily. And we don't usually here we don't lose power because of wind. And when I say here, I just mean my neighborhood. I presume all the power is underground. There aren't telephone poles. But all of the town, all of the slightly less dense places around us lost power. And we woke up this morning and all morning the top of the dumpster in back of the building was open and closed, which was super fun. Car alarms everywhere were going. And then we the storm let up for a little while. A little after lunchtime, and we went for a walk through the park, and there were huge tree branches down and broken fences. Trees fell into the river. The river is like 2 feet higher than it normally is. It's really crazy. The ducks seem to be having a field day though. They were just loving
wind and water. It's all they do.
Right. It's whatever the version of a beautiful summer day is for a duck.
Just a hurricane. Yeah, no, it was crazy, especially last night. The wind gusts, I know they set some records. It was crazy, 3.5, 4 inches in some places of rain. Yeah. It was wild, especially because it's the second half of December and it was warm. It was 60 degrees out and raining.
Was it a hurricane? Was it, or the remnants of a hurricane or something?
Well, of course, I follow local weather enthusiast Dave Haynes, the weather nut, who gets me all the data, and he was tweeting out a bunch of radar images, and yeah, there was some cyclonic action to it. It while not technically one, the structure of the storm did reflect sort of a cyclone-esque, tropical storm adjacent type of structure.
Wow. I really had no idea that it was happening. I just woke up this morning and it was crazy.
I am not a day-to-day weather tracking guy. I really don't, because it's whatever. I'm going to work either way unless it's the apocalypse. So I don't pay much attention.
Yeah, me either. Usually you hear about it secondhand though. It's oh, there's a big storm coming. I just didn't hear about it.
Snuck up on you. Well, I was surprised. I saw on social media a few people out skiing, which I said, where are they getting the snow? I mean, I know they're making it at some mountains around here, but I said, it's got to be crap, especially after today.
Right. Slush. Mud skis.
Just sticking still. Bad time for that. Colby, I have a specific question for you.
I'm ready.
I would not describe you as a social media enthusiast.
Sure.
However, when you do post something, it immediately flies to the top. It's like that quantity thing where the algorithm, if you post too much, you don't see it. But if you almost never post, oh boy, it is in your face. Hey, Colby, I saw you cooked some sort of large bird the other night, and I wanted to get the story behind it. It was so exciting. You wanted to tell the world. Well, I'm giving you a platform here.
Week Laura was at the grocery store, and like the on sale in the sale section of the freezer aisle was like, the top tier, like fanciest organic turkey a person can buy for like 75% off. It was like $1.50 a pound when it was usually $5.50 a pound or something. So she bought this turkey, and so yesterday we made Thanksgiving dinner.
Very nice. Did the turkey fit okay in the oven?
Yeah, perfectly. There was no room to spare, really, but it did fit. It cooked up pretty well. We did the Kenji cooking a whole turkey method where you salt it overnight. I think there's like baking soda or something, and it makes the skin extra crispy, and then cook it on top of like a baking steel piece of metal that we usually use for like pizza. And that, like, you preheat the baking steel really hot, and then you turn the oven down to 300 degrees. Baking steel retains a lot of heat, so it's hot from the bottom, and that helps the dark meat of the turkey cook faster, because the dark meat has to be hotter than the white. And then, yeah, I guess that's then you just cook the turkey, but theoretically it finishes at a more appropriate time. It turned out great. All day I've been talking to people, and the weekend just happened, and my brain has been like, every conversation I've had, my brain has been just about to ask, like, so how's thing?
Oh, I love that.
Not real.
You're gonna really confuse some folks.
Yes.
But does this mean you're going to be able to make a Colby signature Thanksgiving sandwich with leftovers? Yeah.
I didn't do it today because there was no bread. But Laura made a loaf of bread today, so tomorrow, Thanksgiving sandwich.
Let's go. What goes on a Colby signature Thanksgiving sandwich?
Definitely turkey.
Yeah.
Also stuffing.
Yeah.
And cranberry sauce. That is like mostly the requirements. And you gotta have gravy.
And gravy.
It's not, it's fine. Like, if you don't have gravy, you can do like mayo or something, and it's fine. But like, it's really good when there's gravy, and we have extra gravy, so have a little dunking cup or something.
Oh, a little au jus style. Get in there, yeah.
Oh yeah. You want to have like the right amount of gravy in every bite, which is like a lot.
Man, you are living the dream. That's incredible. I gotta tell you, I for Christmas, Santa brought me a gift. My old Cuisinart convection toaster oven, which I've had for many years, wire cutter pick, was a bit on its last legs. It had seen better days. It was pretty beat up. And so I received a Ninja Turbo Oven XL from Santa. The thing, I'll just post a link. The camera isn't wide enough for it. It's massive. It's tall. You can like double cook things, and it's massive. But I plugged it in, and I've been using the convection feature on the Cuisinart to like air fry things for years, and it did a fine job. It wasn't great. This thing, I am not joking. It sounds like an aircraft engine when you turn it on. You turn on, and it's like it's like it's going to take off. This thing is so, you can't talk over it. It's so loud. But damn, if it doesn't air fry like a freaking champ. I've
Nice.
never had better French fries in my life than out of the Turbo Oven XL. So I'll have to report back and let you know how it goes. But I just couldn't believe how the fan on this thing is massive. Um, looks big
Now,
on my counter.
is it just an air fryer, or is it like a toaster
Oh,
oven-y thing?
I'm
What?
sure you're gonna be. Well, I was literally about to pull like a line on it. It's a 10-in-1, if you can believe it. It roasts, it air roasts, not sure the difference, air fries, bakes, dehydrates, broils, toasts, pizzas, reheats, and
Pizza.
bagels. Um, yeah, it's pretty. I'll throw a link here in the Riverside chat, but
Nice.
it's it's a lot, and I like it. It's good, but this is like I have a family of 8, and I need to cook them like a whole dinner.
Wow, it is.
It's big. It's probably less wide than the Cuisinart, but it's like their picture has like a whole chicken and a tray of vegetables all cooking simultaneously. It's pretty crazy.
Have you tried the toast function yet?
I have not.
Mm.
I have not. I don't toast a lot of things, to be honest.
One of the we have a Breville,
Mm-hmm.
and it does many of these things, uh, like the air frying and the toasting and the bagel. But like, it's a really great like multi-purpose cooker. Like we bake stuff in there all the time. It's awesome. But it's kind of bad at toasting. Like it toasts so freaking slowly. Um, that I think it's really annoying. So I hope it's better than that. Well, maybe it doesn't matter for you if you're not a big.
No, I really don't toast that much, but I will say my old Cuisinart toasted fine, but totally unevenly and inconsistently, where like would be like spots that are perfectly toasted and spots where it just totally missed. So even if it's just consistently good or bad, I'll take it.
Right.
Um,
My old Breville was better, but I think
it is
this
funny
one,
how it works that way.
yeah. I guess maybe it's because it's so big, like the toasted cooking thing. So it takes a
Well,
while.
that's is it the wire cutter? Somebody when they test these, they actually fill the entire rack with toast to see where if there are hot and cold spots. So maybe you need to just run it once and find the right spots
Mm,
so then you can put the toast in it correctly to see, is it on the edges, it is in the middle.
that's a good idea.
A little experiment.
I've considered that I should just move the rack like really close to the element and then just like flip flip the toast, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a toaster. But
Yeah, that's because I bought a new oven like a year ago. It has an air fry feature in it, and it does a good job, but only if you flip the stuff over halfway through. And I am so lazy that I went and bought the Turbo Oven XL so I wouldn't have to flip the stuff over. It cooks it perfectly, no flip needed. Thanks, Santa.
amazing. That's the turbo.
The Turbo XL.
To
Oh
have
boy.
smart features.
No, actually, there's no internet connection.
Nice.
There's no. It's got physical buttons, which I'm actually excited about. I think 2024, I'm going to really try to downgrade the amount of smart crap in my life. Like that's a New Year's resolution, and this is a good start. I don't need everything to be connected to the internet.
Yeah, I agree with that. My toaster oven's so whenever I'm not home, I know when Laura is using the toaster oven because it sends your every time. It sends your phone a notification when it's pre and when it finishes. It's very silly, fully useless.
Perfect for stalking.
Yeah. I'm watching you toast.
Is it toasted yet?
When does bread become?
Then you really get scary. So what else is going on, Colby? Anything else? Anything of note? Dan, we should mention Dananda. He's in Australia.
Now, did we mention that Dan made it through? Like, do you think he's been detained?
He
or
might be
is,
in an
like, locked up
Australian
something?
prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ranking of world prisons. No, these are countries by incarceration rate. I want prison life index as written by prisoninsider.com. Okay, how do I actually read the comparison tool? Loading. Select Australia. Okay, they have 41,000 prisoners. They have a prison density of 112%. So that's not good. Let me compare it to America here. Wow, they have 111 prisons in Australia. They have 4,455 in America.
Wow.
There's also no death penalty in Australia, so Dan is probably going to be okay.
We can at least visit him.
That's right.
Wow. That's so far away. It's like the whole
It
other
sure
side
is.
of the world. What's the time difference in Australia?
I think it's like 12 hours. I think it's close to 12. Do you remember what city he's in?
No.
In Brisbane right now, it's 12:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
Wow. Oh yeah, in Melbourne it's 1:26 p.m. I remember him saying that they're going to Tasmania. It's near Melbourne.
That's right. That's right. Something about kidnapping a kangaroo.
Right.
I think. I wasn't listening.
Looney Tunes spotting or
Speaking of a man, we need to get on social media. I can't stalk his trip. It's annoying.
yeah, what's he doing? I had updates of his flights there, but
yeah, he tells
but
us the
nothing
boring
else.
stuff. No, he's gonna have to do a photo slideshow on the show when he gets back. I want like a slide presentation.
I agree. I hear they have roosters there.
Yes, they've got a lot of big deadly things and funny talking people.
Terrifying.
Very strange. Colby, I brought a topic for this evening and you have no idea what it is.
Thank God, because I didn't, even though it was my turn.
I'm happy. I thought of this, no joke, about 10 minutes before we started. I cannot take credit for the idea. So this friend of the show, friend of ours, Matt Mariani, over on the Up for Debate podcast, pioneered a groundbreaking episode format titled This or That. A concept so simple, a child could do it, where basically you propose an either-or question and debate the answers. And I've come up with a list of holiday-themed this or that questions for tonight's episode, and we'll see if we agree or disagree.
All right.
It's so simple, we could do it. All right. In no particular order, Colby, a this or that question, wrapping paper or gift bag?
Wrapping paper.
As someone giving a gift or getting a gift, or both?
I think both, honestly.
You like to wrap gifts?
Yeah. Don't like to wrap like gifts. You know what? My least favorite shape of thing to wrap, like, um, I feel like things format as much as they used to, but when it's uh like a big piece of cardboard with like some sort of like thing secured in the middle, like covered in plastic or something, where
Clamshell.
it's like largely flat except for a bulb in the middle or at the bottom. I hate wrapping stuff like that. But everything else, well, shirts are. I mean, you can't wrap a shirt. You just gotta put it in the
Bags
box.
of things are tough. Anything that's not like a rectangle is painful.
Yeah, yeah. But by and large, I enjoy wrapping a present.
I would rather give a gift bag because I just
Mm,
have no interest in investing the time. But at receiving a gift, especially as a child, yeah, wrapping paper is where it's at. And I think wrapping paper is a real Christmas thing because you can wrap for other events, but I feel like Christmas is really where the wrapping gets fun because you usually
mm,
have several presents and you're unwrapping them one after the other.
right. We just went to Target yesterday and got wrapping stuff for this year, and we like picked out a bunch of like adult paper. You know, it was like red with white snowflakes on it.
You said, I thought you were talking they had like naked women or something on it. It's
No,
adult
no, no,
wrapping
no,
paper.
no.
I said, oh no, not that kind of
Like,
adult. Okay.
like,
Okay.
you know, boring wrapping paper. And
Oh, okay.
walking out.
Mature. Yeah.
Yes, we were walking out, and they had wrapping paper with not Santas and dinosaurs, and we chose to change our choice. We got the astronaut Santas and dinosaurs. It was a good choice.
I love it. I did see once you can make like custom wrapping paper. Like you send the company pictures and they'll mail you. And I said, what a waste of money that is. Because it's just gonna get torn off and thrown away. It's not like anyone's ever gonna keep it. My goodness, that's fun for 3 minutes at best. Ugh.
Yeah,
Did not get that.
I always enjoyed the gifts wrapped in like the comic section of the paper. I don't know if that's still a
Yeah.
thing, but that was good.
All right. Well, how about another this or that for you? Uh, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Uh, uh,
I didn't say these would be easy.
you know, growing up, we always like opened Christmas Day. I have like a preference for that. We also didn't like, at least the morning on Christmas Day was more chill. Like we would visit family afternoon, and we would often visit family on Christmas. But Christmas morning was just like you get up whenever, and you know there would be usually my dad would pancakes or something, and then you'd open presents. Pretty solid. Yeah, I think Christmas Day is my verdict. What do you think?
I am going to disagree. I know. I think Christmas Eve is where it's at. I always love the same with New Year's Eve, or I guess those are the only Eve holidays. But
Mm.
4th of July Eve. It's the like. I always feel like that's the more laid back, anticipatory day. Christmas Day is where you do all the work. That's like it's the lead up in Christmas Eve that I think is exciting. And
Yes,
it's also a rare evening holiday, theoretically, where it's focused on
that's
the
true.
night, which you don't, I guess Halloween, but I don't know. There's just
It's
something
not really
about
a
it.
holiday.
Christmas Day is like almost like a letdown after the excitement of Christmas Eve. So that's just you know that's all. I got no beef against Christmas Day, but given the choice, I think Christmas Eve is kind of there's just something special about it.
I think that's fair. I like that. I never considered that there aren't any other. They're night holidays. I think you're
Yeah, there
right.
really aren't a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, I guess, is kind of
Right.
the big one, but that's necessitated by the fact that midnight happens at midnight.
Right. Exactly. It's just an accident of start at a different time. It'd be at a different time.
Damn, missed the boat on that one.
Mhm.
All right. How about this one? And this can be: do you enjoy seeing it, enjoy doing it, however you interpret it? Indoor decorations or outdoor decorations?
I have a lot of caveats to my answer.
Okay, that's okay. We allow those.
I like uh Christmas lights on things outside. I do not like the blow up lawn things. I do not I don't know if you've ever seen this, Sean, but people have like these like projector things that just
There's
like,
one down my street. Yeah.
yeah, they just like project patterns on their. I don't like that. I like I the little like candle lights that they just put in all of their windows. I think that looks nice. I guess that's not inherently a Christmas thing, but it always feels maybe it is. I don't know. But like it's like a wintertime thing at least. But I do like I like a good like outdoor, like the big, like the chunky, like retro looking Christmas lights on it. That's the dream.
I love the big bulbs. Now, are you a white bulb or colored bulb guy?
Oh, super retro. I want like the highest saturation.
All the colors.
Like colors, yes. Orange, yellow and blue and green. Like
Hell yeah, my man.
give me them
I knew
all.
we were friends for a reason.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I love the big C7s, the big bulbs,
Yeah.
in the colors, the throwback. I agree with you. I will say the projectors are terrible. Lights are fun. I'm kind of coming around on the blow-ups, and here's why. I listen, they were terrible, and the idea is bad, but it's almost come around where it's like the irony of it. And like I love houses. I love the houses that have too many because that's funny.
Sure.
I like houses that have like one because that's funny and sad. Like my neighbor has them, and he has it's like a polar bear standing on its four legs with like elves sitting on its back with presents or whatever. It's all inflated, but the front legs are like busted, and so it like tips. Its face is like in the ground, but it's like this every year. Like he hasn't replaced it or changed it. And it just always puts a smile. I try not to be a Grinch, but there are certain things where like someone around here, they have a huge minion with a Christmas hat on, inflatable, and I'm like, that's just stupid, and that's funny. Like yeah, it's tacky, but I just like that people, because I do feel, not to be sentimental or whatever about it, but I feel like people don't decorate outside as much as they used to. At least not in the areas where I live. I don't know if it's cost or just a lack of interest or what, but that's why I respect the people. Like, even if it looks stupid, you still put in the work and you still made your house exciting for everybody. So that's why the indoor decorations, I think it's great that people do it, but I can't enjoy them. That's why I think it's special about the outdoor decorations. It's for everybody to enjoy. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Like it's fun to see like going home, like going to Rhode Island from here. There's a once in a GPS when there's traffic in a certain place will take you like off the highway for longer, and so you get to go down like there are like two or three like town centers that you go through, and like a lot of the houses are decorated this time of year, and it's super nice. Especially helps that it's dark at 4 o'clock, so you're you're always going in the dark.
It's another example of an odd holiday. There's no other holiday where you put lights up as a primary, like a 4th of July lighting. But you're right, it doesn't get dark early enough. It kind of is a winter thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Everyone gets outdoor lights.
It's fun for the kids. Colby, do you enjoy giving gifts or receiving gifts? And it doesn't make you a bad person to say receiving. I will say it's not. I hate giving gifts. I like getting them. Give me gifts. No, it's not.
Thanks for giving me the out. And this might be a cop. I like and dislike both equally for like this. Like I don't like I don't like the planning part of giving or receiving gifts. Where it's like I don't like to well, especially this time of year, like there's a lot when you have to like plan, you have to do it for, and like people who are trying to do it for you. It just like, it's not that I don't like it. Like I enjoy it as much as the next person. I think it's fun, but the like, I always feel like it's such a, as we were just discussing, this like it's always so until the end, and the giving gift research part is always like hanging over my head, and
well, I feel like it's gotten harder. Giving gifts has gotten harder, not easier, because it's everything can now be delivered somewhat last minute, so you kind of have incentive to wait, which is bad. Right. There's more emphasis placed on unique or out of the box ideas because you have a wider range of. You could used to just go to Sears and buy what Sears had, and now you can go to get anything. So all of a sudden you're like, I gotta get this. What's something they would have never thought? Like there's just, you have to be more, which is tough. And I also feel like there's a higher expectation to give more people gifts than you used to. And some of that's like in the style of tipping, but I also think, like your garbage man is theoretically supposed to get a gift, and your postal worker and your hairstylist and everything, but also coworkers and bosses and all this kind of, it just feels like the gift culture has sort of grown a bit large.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's like, I never the implications of being able to get anything delivered in a like pretty time span. That's probably true, because like, in the past you spend an afternoon, go to Sears, and you like pick everyone, but not now. Now you have to get the right.
Yeah, don't go to Sears. They don't exist anymore.
Right. You won't find it. I mean, maybe you'd find some really creative stuff there, but my corollary to that though is like, once that part is done, like opening presents, I also enjoyed like watching, other things that I've gotten for them. So, in the thing is still fun, I think. Just the lead up. It's weird.
Yeah, and it is such a long shopping season, so it does feel like it goes on forever. I will say, I do think the concept of receiving gifts has really gotten less appealing, because we're at the stage of capitalism where we all just buy what we want when we want it. So there's really nothing I like had on my wish list. It's like, no, I just bought it. I think people want more specific things than they used to, whether it's a specific model or a specific type, especially in electronics and things like that. So they're going to buy you the wrong thing, or you're going to send them the exact link and know what you're getting, so there's no surprise to it. Right. Which ends up happening. And I think you're right. It makes it harder on the gift giver because I get asked, what do you want for Christmas? And it's always like, honestly, I don't know. I don't, you have to do the work and figure out what I want because I don't know what I want. Now, on the flip side, that's why I really enjoy giving gifts, because I actually like to put in the detective work. I get a real sense of satisfaction if I know what you want before you know you want it. And I'm not, this isn't like a pat on the back opportunity, but I just like to watch people. And like in October, I'm listening for when someone says, well, you laugh, but it's like, how did you know I wanted this? I'm like, back in October, you mentioned the ones you had sucked and you want a new one. So I ordered it that day and it's been sitting here since, you know, that's the more fun to me is the work behind it. Cause I think the fact you put in the effort is worth more than the gift itself. And I'd rather invest time in that than trying to figure out what I want because I don't know.
Right. I actually think my parents are pretty to buy gifts for, because there's a lot of things where like, especially my dad, but like he'll like complain about something but never do any, like he won't go buy a new one. He'll just like, hey, I hate this thing, or like there's just like kitchen stuff where it's like they have knives that like, you know, had since I was a child that you can, you know, you can't even like cut an apple with these knives. And so it's like, yeah, I got them some new knives. It was a good gift. But yeah.
Although I will warn you,
like
a couple years ago, I bought my mother a new chef's knife because hers was very dull, and she cut herself on it almost immediately because she didn't realize how much sharper it was than her old one. So you warn them and say, be careful, because when you go to put in all that effort to slice, it's going to fly right through there and into your finger.
Yeah, I definitely have, like, I have knives of my own that are super dull and old. And like those are the ones where I'll like you can touch the blade to your finger and like it won't cut you. So it's like you casually like cutting an apple with no regard to like the fact that you're holding it. You can't do that with sharp ones.
Well, Santa, if you're listening, Colby needs a knife sharpener.
I actually have a knife sharpener.
Oh, it's probably safer to have it dull anyway. So
right. Yeah,
but better for your blood.
Strategically dull knives.
Colby, how about this this or that for you? Real tree or fake tree?
I'm a real tree person. I'd rather just not have a tree if a real tree is not available, which I'm fine with too. I think that's what do you think?
I like trees. What I like about trees, there is something. So my tree didn't have ornaments on it for quite a while this year because I was just busy. But the lights, I like the glow of the lights. I wish it weren't tacky to have that kind of light up in your house all year round. Because just that, like, I don't turn on lamps. It's just like a warm glow coming from. I love that.
It's very diffuse.
I don't understand the appeal of real trees. I really don't. And that is coming from a guy who's known to be lazy, and takes whatever the simplest way is. But I have a fake tree. It looks good. It isn't alive. And I get to put it in a box in my shed and use it again next year. And, you know, tradition and whatever. It's an experience. Okay, I'm not going to judge someone for real tree, but I don't think anyone could ever convince me of why I should get rid of my fake tree and get a real one, because I just don't. And by the way, we had real trees as a kid, so it's not like I never had them. Sure. It's just I remember all the work.
Yeah, that's fair. So at this stage, we have enough apartment for, I don't know if they sell these in not, but like if you go to like Whole Foods or something, they have normal size Christmas trees, but they also have Christmas trees that are like, it's basically one branch of a Christmas tree that they cut off and like turned right side up and like
it's stuck in a pot. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's like 2 feet tall. And like that is our option for tree. Um, so
I would get that in real. That makes sense to me for a real tree. Like a full size one, that's kind of, you got to tie it to your roof and all that stuff. But a little real one, that's nice.
Right. We also like growing up, my grandfather, my mom's dad, had a field in back of their house, and one year he just planted Christmas trees there. And so after like they were big enough that like that's where we didn't go to like money for Christmas tree. We just went to Grandma's house, which was like on the other side of town, and like went into the backyard and like and threw it in the back of the truck and just drove it home. But that's like, some weird like farm shit where A, your grandparents have Christmas trees in their backyard, and B, you have a pickup truck.
Well, that, Colby, every once in a while I hear one of these stories and I'm like, yeah, that definitely sounds like your family. Like it just makes sense. I'm like, that just sounds right. I am not surprised.
No, that's just the way it was,
Yeah, but I do like trees. Whoa, hey, gonna poke an eye out with that thing. Careful.
My camera these days more and more frequently is doing the thing where like I'm
for no reason.
Yeah. Sometimes if I like fiddle with the lights or something, it'll come back, but mostly it's going to be this way for, 10 to 20 minutes, and then maybe
I'll just pretend the connection's bad. I know what you look like.
Yeah.
I've seen you before. All right, I got two more here. Battle of the Christmas colors, red or green?
Oh. I like red. I'm sorry, I like green better than red, but Christmas green on the shade. I think
they're both dynamite colors. And they work well together. I think it's a well colored holiday. I'd probably go with green though, because I feel like red could be applied to a lot of things. Red's kind of a universal color in a way that green isn't. And there aren't a lot of green holidays. I guess Earth Day. But
St. Patrick's Day?
Sure. But Valentine's Day is red.
That's true. But also pink.
4th of July has red.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
I like the green side. It reminds me of the trees and of the greenery of the holidays, which I do like.
Decorations.
Exactly. All right, final question. Who makes the better sidekick, reindeer or elves?
Definitely reindeer.
Not a big elves guy.
I think they're fine.
Okay. All right.
That's all I got.
Listen, that's they can, but elves can make toys with their small childlike hands.
That's true.
Are you familiar with this elf on the shelf thing? That's true.
I've heard. I feel like the phrase is in my head somewhere. I don't know what it is.
I would love to explain this to you because it really bothers me. So this is a new tradition, and when I say it's hugely popular, like you would be shocked at how many homes have an elf on the shelf. This is a like national phenomenon for kids. And the idea behind Elf on the Shelf is there's a little elf doll in your house, and he works for Santa. And the elf's job is to watch you to make sure that you're behaving, so you're on the nice list. And so what the parents have to do, and it sounds like a ton of work, and I know parents who do it, and it is every day you like set the elf up in a different like part of the house And it's gotten to the point where it's now ridiculous. Like, oh, you put him on the counter with some flour and some dough, and oh, he was making cookies overnight, or oh, you put him in the, you dress him up in a little shirt, and like it's a whole. You can look this up online. It's a whole thing. But the idea is that for the month before Christmas, the elf is watching everything you do, and I guess the kids get very excited. They want to know what the elf's been up to because you got to make up these stories about the elves. To me, this sounds like the most terrifying, creepy, upsetting thing I could think of. And I cannot believe that this is a thing.
Can you buy like an Amazon Alexa that has a camera built in or something?
An internet connected one? I like that. I do know that people have zoomed their elves. I'm trying to look up some examples. Elf ideas. So you get an idea. Oh, here. So let me share my screen so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. This is very strange stuff. Screen, tab, share. So like you would set the elf up and the elf is like fishing in your sink. As seen this image here, or like there he is. He's bundled up in your refrigerator. He just like shows up in places in your house.
Your screen share hasn't come through yet.
There
it is.
You see that now?
Oh, it's in the fridge.
Yeah, and you put him in like, oh, there he's in the tree. That's not that exciting. Like he's in the dryer with the Barbies.
Wow, scandalous.
He's taking a ride. There he is on an ice cream cart. He put googly eyes on the fruit. I mean, but you have to, like, as a parent, you have to come up with like 30 different ideas.
All the same elf?
Yes, it's a company that sells them. The official elf on the shelf.
Wow.
They must be gazillionaires by now. He's drinking out of an orange. I just think this is just so weird.
It's a little weird. It seems
He's
like
zip lining in.
Right. Wow. I mean, that's cool.
He TPs your house. I had a coworker who went on vacation in the week in December with her kids, and she had to literally like bring the elf with, because the kids ask every day, "Where's the elf? Where's the elf?" She had to bring the damn elf on vacation with them. Anyway, so that's your elf update. Just getting in lots of trouble.
Wow. Very mischievous. Ooh, that looks like a cool candy cane toboggan.
Have I turned you around on elves, or are you sticking with reindeer?
I'm still a reindeer person. I like
still team reindeer. Well, Colby, you have survived this holiday edition of This or That.
Nice.
No drum roll. That's all I got.
Amazing.
Got through it. Anything else you'd like to say or do this evening?
No. Happy holidays and whatnot.
Yes, sir, indeed. Obviously, next Monday is La Christmas here in America, so I find it unlikely we will have a show. We'll be too full of eggnog and other Christmas things.
Yeah. Eggnog this year.
Oh, it's not been
There's still time.
And you still could.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story off air about the minor catastrophe that has been setting a menu for Christmas at my house.
Oh, you're hosting.
I am hosting on Christmas Day at my house, and it's turned into a whole thing. But I don't want to say certain things about certain people, so I will not do that. I occasionally watch what I say, not very often. I do have to, of course, shout out over at Up for Debate. New episode up on the feed. I went to Matt on this show. I say, Matt, I have an idea. He goes, what? He goes, I want to do some BuzzFeed quizzes. And Matt said, what's BuzzFeed? And I said, this is already, it was so fast off the rails. It was not, I am telling you, it's not a great episode. It's really not. We did an okay job. but things get weird really fast. Namely because the first quiz we did, I think I was logged onto BuzzFeed India by mistake. So a bunch of the questions were like, "Who's your favorite author?" But they were all Indian authors we'd never heard of. It just spiraled really fast, but it's a hoot. And we got through it. So you can check that out. The BuzzFeed Quiz Hall of Fame over at upfordebate.tv or wherever you get podcasts. We did I will spoil it because I don't think people are actually going to listen to it. We did a What Disney Princess Are You quiz, and I got Cinderella, who's like the worst one because she's mostly an indentured slave who only finds her prince because of a shoe. So, not great. But it was fun. Well, Dan will be back with us in the new year, I assume, if he ever comes back from Australia.
Yeah, allegedly he'll return.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed. I know we will. But we hope he's having a great time. If he does listen to this episode, pointing now on a return, Dan, enjoy, have fun. We've got you in our hopes and our prayers. And hopefully you'll be back soon. For more Don't Panic action, of course, don'tpanic.io is our website. You should definitely go there and check out all the past episodes. And of course, subscribe wherever you get podcasts. Look for Don't Panic with the video version on YouTube so you can see our beautiful, out of focus faces. And of course, you can get a hold of us, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com. As always, email us there. But I think we're done. So on behalf of Colby, I'm Sean. We appreciate you being here. We're going to see you next year for another great episode of Don't Panic.